Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this live chat. Welcome. It's good to be alive. Sometimes we forget about being alive, where we are, and the bubble that we live in, and the suffering of this world. And you know, just to get away from it all brings you back to yourself, and you realise that there is a deception, a 24-hour deception towards us to make us feel as uncomfortable, as unloved and not worthy of life, and make us feel as if we're not really good enough, or what the hell can I do to make a difference in the world? And that is a deliberate manipulation by energies that are around us at any given moment. And to break free from that is not always easy by way of, you know, getting your ass up and doing something like going to walk into Mother Nature. You know, we were born on this planet, right? And I guess, you know, who am I talking to? I guess I'm talking to those who talk about the light trap. I'm talking to those who believe that this planet is nothing more than a matrix that basically feeds demonic dark entities, and to a point, of course, all of this is relevant, and I don't neglect that. Those who mock and ridicule healing, those who mock and ridicule, you know, everything really, karma, you know, I'm not a big fan of karma because of all the suffering that goes on from day to day. It's like, wow, you know, and the fact that, you know, it's a freaking hard pill to swallow. Why did my mum die? Why did I have to see her suffering? Why did my dad abuse me? You know, I guess nobody really has the answer, and those who say they've got the answer haven't got the answer. In fact, they piss me off as much as I piss them off, because they say that, you know, this is a world where it's, you know, we're harvesters for demonic entities. Well, if that's the case, and you know this to be true, and you know how to avoid the light trap, well, why haven't you gone? Why are you still here, pal? If it's so bad here, what the friggin' hell are you talking about? Why are you talking right? Why don't you go? Why don't you get yourself off now, tomorrow? If what you're saying is absolutely 100% accurate, and you wholeheartedly believe in all of what you're saying, what are you still sat here for, living in this, what you're saying is an absolute nightmare of an existence? And you have the answers, because you know that when you die, you know that the lights are trapped, so you know exactly how to get home. What the freaking hell are you doing here? If you really think, what's the point eating? And then the other question, I don't want to upset people who, you know, really like other people who talk about these things, but it's true. And I mean, this existence, if it was such a bad freaking existence, why is it what we have plants, we have herbs, we have bananas, we have apples, we have fruits, we have vegetables that heal us? If this was such a bad place and it was filled with bad stuff and we're just being harvested, what's the point in giving us all of Mother Nature's healing? Why are we given healing? Why do we cuddle each other and make ourselves feel better? Why do we heal each other? Why does Mother Nature give us crystals and oils and all of these? What's the point? If what you're saying is relevant in this world, then what the friggin' hell are you bothering doing here? What's the point of you being here if that's all you keep talking about? So yeah, I've had a couple of interesting chats with people who really truly believe that this is nothing more than a harvesting world. They believe that karma doesn't exist. I kind of understand that. I understand that, you know, bad things happen. And I've tried to explain this as a healer who's worked for 20 years with thousands of clients, that we're not all the same. We're not all the same. We come from different parts of this universe, this cosmos. And we all have an ability to enter into this consciousness too, this body, to live our consciousness and this life. I mean, everybody has their own interpretation, but like Dominic from Sheep Farm says, all roads normally lead to the same place. And it's true. We can all have our observations. We can have our opinions, facts, whatever you believe that is or isn't. You know, some people believe that a fact is a fact, you know, but everything's open to interpretation. Oh, but that's New Age. That's New Age. A fact is a fact. Yeah. All right, pal. You seem to know everything. But again, I say it to you. What are you doing here? What are you living? Why have you moved to an exotic island? Why don't you stay where you came from? If nothing means anything, and we're all harvesters, and what then? What's the point in existing? What's the point even writing about it? What's the point talking about it and making books about it? If it's all a trap, what's the point? If you know the truth, why don't you just go home now? Why don't you just get yourself home? There's a reason why you don't get yourself home, because you know that you have to exist, and you will fight, and your natural consciousness will fight to stay alive, because you exist for a reason. You exist to share truth, you exist to share your experience, and to live your experience. It's not all about harvesting and being harvested. It's about existing. Look at me, look at where I am. I'm in the most beautiful exotic place in the world. Am I dying? Am I being harvested? Am I being hijacked? No. So Occam's razor says that actually, if you look after your body, look after yourself, cleanse yourself, get yourself off into Mother Nature, like I am here in Bali, in Mother Nature, eat healthy, exercise well, then you're not attacked. You're left alone. You're actually protected by your own energy. It's only when you realize that, when you feel bad, and when you allow people to upset you, when you allow the dark system to try and make you feel bad, when all of the dark system and the elites are living a joyful life on their cruise liners, eating the best of foods and living a completely different life to you and I, when you realize this, then you say, okay, well, what do I do to make my life a better life? My existence is helping, caring, giving, sharing. That's not an option. That's a way of life. Free will is free will, but natural energy is who you are. Without a thought, if you see somebody trip up, there's not even a thought. There's panic, worry, get over there, try and help them. That's love and kindness. So, you know, the older I get, the more I kind of relate to people's understanding about, you know, this world, and I can understand everybody has their experience. But to blatantly say all of these things that, you know, it's just your experience, my friend. And I think I don't want to go down the path of saying what I know is right. What I know through my experience was right for me, and what I put into thought by sitting down by my tree at the end of nearly every night, healing sessions, psychic work, you know, that's another thing, you know, it's all manipulation. Well, hang on a minute, that again, if you're a true healer and you understand energy, you can't say that it's all manipulation, because everything is vibration and frequency. And if you are truly a healer, if you truly understand the power points in the body, if you truly understand negative energy that isn't yours and shouldn't be there, if you understand what really is an entity, and the difference from a trapped spirit which is attached, and demonic energies, if you understand those and feel them through your working years of 20 years, you get to be familiar with energy and different energies. And in that case, that everything is energy and vibrates at its own frequency, everything. So, you know, when you understand that when you are connecting to the person's body, physical body, and there is an entity or a negative energy there, you can feel that, and you know the difference between a healthy body and a sick body. Vibrates completely different. You feel sick, you can feel nauseous and so on. There's so many reasons why, but the point being is this: the fact that you can simply say that everything is a trick, an illusion, that spirit by the sounds, you're saying that the spirit world doesn't exist. Well, where'd you come from, pal? Where'd you come from? Why does a feather land on me? Oh, it's all a trick. Oh, is that right? It's all a trick. Why do I feel overwhelmed with love when I'm given a healing session and I know spirit comes into my energy? Why do I feel sick when somebody's lying down and I can feel negative energy attached to them, or an entity, or when I've done an exorcism, whatever you want to call it? It's just clearing bad energy. I don't go into massive detail, but I know the feeling between both. I know the feeling of the spirit world that comes over me, that feeling that is just incredible. So when somebody blatantly talks about and putting me into a new age bracket, shut the up. You have no clue. You just, all your clue is your clue, nothing else. And it's all clues. Nothing's genuine there. It's ingenuous and it's stubborn and it's ridiculous. That's it. That's that. So it works both ways. You can't have it all your one way, pal. Some people have to be able to also say, well, that's not my experience. And your experience is your experience. Go for it. But if you're challenging my experience, that what you're saying is everything that I've done in 20 years is bullshit. Well, listen, pal, I'm a Yorkshire guy. If somebody tries to wind me up, if somebody tries to sell me something dodgy, if somebody's trying to bullshit me, I can smell it a mile off. So, no, I know when somebody is healed, and not healed for an hour or a week or a month, but healed for a lifetime. I know when somebody isn't going to heal because they're not willing to take responsibility in a healing session. So yes, they do come back sometimes because they create the very issue what you've just cleared away from them. So listen, you can talk your talk, but you can't actually sit and have a debate with somebody like me because you don't have the answers. That's why you don't invite me onto your shows, because you know you don't have the answers. You've just got a stubborn head. Your thought is the only thing that counts, and everybody else is a shill, an idiot, and stupid. Well, we're not. And maybe it's time that you listen and look in your mirror and understand that you are actually becoming more negative by the day. You can't live in this existence in the world because you've created your very own world of negativity. You believe everything is entity. You believe everything is a food source for whatever the archons, whatever you want to call them. Your conversation is equal to anybody's conversation. You are no different, no better, no cleverer, no smarter than anybody else. Every one of us who understands this way of life realizes the more we learn, the more we experience, the less we know. And that is truth. We know nothing. We only experience the moment. And that's all I've got to say about that. Yeah, just to put a few people straight, which I don't want to do, but unfortunately it's getting ridiculous these days. The ego in some people and how they really think they know everything. Well, listen, pal, if you know all of this, what are you still doing here? What are you still existing for? If you have the answer to the light trap, what are you doing here? Why don't you go home? Why don't you get yourself off? Shut up. Just write another book. Oh, it's tiring sometimes. But I tell you what, it is a beautiful, beautiful day. It's the most beautiful day. Why? Because it's been a long time since I've really pushed myself in the gym. I haven't done it for a long time. I do brisk walks of 30, 40 minutes. But I tell you what, when you shock the body in going to the gym and start exercising, doing some weights, you awaken certain parts of the body that then heals the physical. And what chemicals it must give off, I've never felt as good. And yes, I'm in Bali, I get it, but I've been in Bali before and I haven't exercised. So, and I wasn't happy, and I've been in Bali depressed, really down. So the combination of eating healthy, clearing parasites from my body over these past 3 years, and exercising at the gym now every night or every other night, depending on how I'm feeling. Right now, my body is in agony, but it's a good agony. It's a good pain. You know what I mean? If you've ever been to the gym and lifted some weights, I used to do it when I was 17 up till I was 20 odd. So I'm back at it again, and it's so beneficial. It's so beneficial. A walk is fantastic. Of course it is, a brisk walk, but pumping some iron is also fantastic for the body as well. It awakens, you know, a lot of the body, and it expands and detracts, contracts, and it's like, whoa, you can feel it. And funnily enough, I had a little bit of a dodgy leg, and I don't know how it happened, but every time I was going up and down the stairs, I could feel, oh, that hurts a little bit. So when I went to the gym, when I first came here, I got a gym pass for a month. I started exercising my legs, doing some weights, and it's gone. It's gone, completely gone. No more pain in my leg. So there is definitely reasons why we should at least try and push our body a little bit. I mean, we push our mind, we push ourselves in ways that we want to expand. Well, I guess the body's way that we can expand is by, you know, doing a little bit more weights. You know, I'm not saying everybody should, but hey, I'm just saying I've noticed a huge difference in my thought process and in also the cleansing of my mind and the channeling. The channeling is far more beautiful. So what I mean by channeling is just thought process that comes from the creative side of, or the creative part of our brain that is, I believe, the channel that we receive great information, you know. So do I believe in the spirit world with all my heart? And nobody could ever convince me differently. Why? Because I've spent far too long in a little room working on that very energy to try and connect to the spirit world. Are they all demons, demonic? No, they're not, because I can feel the difference. I know when there's an attachment, when there's negative energy. I know that. That's why I spent so long cleansing my room. Why do you think I cleanse my room? Why do you think I cleanse myself every night and day? There's a reason for it. People just write books and think they know everything, and yeah, it's almost like they think they've got the answer to everything, and that's a God complex. Pal, you've got a God complex. You really have, and you don't know it. And you can see it. You can see it in people. It's like, I had a chat the other night with a guy who was extremely interesting, and his observation of life, his spiritual understanding and his belief system, fantastic. I got some great info, and I thought, wow, that's a beautiful way of looking at it. I've met somebody lately who's orthodox, but I don't look at kind of like people in cloth or religion. I look at the human being and listen to what they say, and if it has validation, that's okay, that's really interesting. But to say that you have the answer and everybody else is thick and stupid is a God complex, and whether you're right or not, you're still a plonker. You know, there's ways and means of saying things to people. You know, it's just like a psychic reader, just like a good therapist. Whatever that therapist is, you can have a therapist who's blatantly a knob, who comes across with so much ego and dismiss everything and tell you what you are and what you should be. And then you've got somebody who is thoughtful, kind, understanding, non-judging, but tries to help you gently through the process of your healing. I know who I'd rather be around. I had a teacher, my first mentor she had no time for anybody. Her ego was so big, her anger was so palatable, and her jealousy was a rage to be around. Me, no problem. You can be whoever you want. I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm going to be as kind as I can, because you're not going to change me. I am who I am. So when people say to me, it's a choice, I don't really have a choice. This is the way I am. She did some terrible things to me and my family. I didn't fight back. I didn't argue. I didn't scream and want to attack her. I didn't send an Hell's Angel to come and break her arms and legs like she did me. I am a kind soul. And thus my belief system for a long time is that that person wasn't like me. But that doesn't mean I have to hate and want to kill that person and want to hurt them and want to destroy them, because that's not who I am. I come from a place of love. Have I tried to help people like that? Yeah, I spent 3 years trying to help that person. Doesn't matter what you give them, doesn't matter where you take them, doesn't matter how much you heal them, doesn't work, doesn't feed them, it doesn't work, because they're different from us. It's like paedophiles, you can't heal a paedophile. So, you know, I tried to heal these people, thinking, okay, I mean, you know, a paedophile shouldn't do what they do at all. It's wrong. You know, we all feel the same way about it. They should be locked up, absolutely. But when a wife brings a man and says, look, I want you to try and heal him because, you know, he's hurting my daughter, like, okay, I'll try my best. I went through that process. My heart wants to heal, like, clear. Is it entity? Is it what could this be? Could it be trauma as a child? I learned all these things years ago and tried to understand them and work with them, and the same conclusion again and again and again. It's got nothing to do with the brain. It's got nothing to do with childhood trauma. It's got nothing to do with anything other than this consciousness is different from you and I. It feeds from a different energy. It feeds from pain and suffering. It feeds from trauma. It feeds from abuse. So that's my understanding. You can take my understanding and throw it in the bin and say it's nonsense. That's fine. You can say what you want, but you can't say what you know is correct. Just like I can't say what I'm saying is correct. My conclusion through my work over 20 years is where I am today. Has it changed? Damn right. Everything changes. I believed that at the beginning that I could clear and heal everything. And I didn't do so bad, but there's certain things that you can't. Certain things that I couldn't. I tried, I couldn't. I just couldn't. You know, people say, you know, you have a choice. What do you mean by that? This is what this guy said to me. You can have a choice. You can take a gun and shoot somebody. No, you can't. That's not a choice, pal. And if it is, then you're not like me. I could take a knife and kill somebody. That's not a choice. I just wouldn't do it. Doesn't matter who it is, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want to hurt anybody. And yet there are people there that do hurt people. So it's not about choice. It's not about childhood trauma. It's about the consciousness that lies within the spacesuit. It's got to be that. Surely. But then, you know, you could argue back and say, no, I disagree. As many people do right now, which is fine. It's no problem. At the end of the day, it's only chat, it's only talk, it's only filling in the gaps of a day. It's only pondering, it's only expression, it's only, you know, somebody's experience. It isn't that important. I'm not that important, and neither is anybody else. And when we realise that, we might have a little bit more of a chance to grow spiritually. But don't tell me that this world is just a pure farm to feed entities. Oh, it isn't. There's too much love in this world. There's too much love. There's too much beauty in this world. If it was that kind of place, there wouldn't be Mother Nature helping us with crystals, with trees, with fruits. It would be a disaster zone. It'd be a mess. It'd be you know. So yeah, absolutely. There's monsters out there trying to change this world into that. But this world isn't all about those eating us and sucking us. It's not all about that. It's about us learning how to be stronger than negative entities. And there is a purpose. There's a reason why we're on this earth plane. My argument to you is, when you say there isn't, I say, well, what are you doing here then? Your argument falls flat on its arse, pal. As soon as you say that, because you're still here. If you're truly meaning what you're saying and you have the answers, then why haven't you gone? Why are you still here? Yeah, they don't like to hear that. It upsets them. because they know it's true. Oof. Don't offend the God complex. So there you go. Now you know why I'm never invited onto a lot of radio shows and podcasts. Too much ego. Too much freaking ego. I remember when I went on a radio show, spiritual radio show, and there was 7 guests, and one of very few I went on. And all the way through the show, like, my friends were laughing, absolutely laughing. And it was like people were ringing up, asking, for help. And I didn't know what I was doing on the show. I was just like listening and, okay, this lady can't get pregnant. Can anybody attune and say why? And there was like quite a few psychics, and they were talking about certain things, and it came to me. They were all coming up with these like amazing, it's this part of your ovary and it's because of the this and that, and like comes to me, okay, Mark, what's your thoughts? I have no idea. And every time the question came to me, I just kept saying, I am sorry, I have no idea. I don't know. Yeah. But the funny thing is, the strange thing is, the lady who invited me onto a radio show in New York, after the show, she rang me up and she said, Mark, I'd like to invite you onto the 7 Psychics Big Brother. And I said, what's that? She said, it's basically 7 psychics in a house, filmed in New York, and I want you to be one of the psychics on there. And I said, why would you want that after the show that I did with you, that I didn't even answer any of the questions? And she says, because you were the genuine one. And I said, yeah, well, I won't be doing no psychic show. Thank you very much. But thanks anyway. Interesting. Every single healer in this world, no matter what healing practice you do, whether it's Reiki, pranic healing, pure energy healing, you do this because your calling is out of love and you want to heal the world. That's why we're here. The battle between good and evil is why we're here. That's the bottom line. And all we can do is our best around us. And you can't Well, you can, but it doesn't work the same. If you are of bad energy, if you're feeling bad, if your body is deteriorating fast, yes, you still can heal. Without a doubt, you can pull the energy of healing and you can heal. There is obviously energy from your heart, but it's not the same. When you are of mind, body and spirit balanced and you're like 90%, 100% fit, both mind, body and spirit, your healing process on somebody else is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And yeah, I've seen in my time the wake up of somebody who was absolutely non-existent in the sense of understanding anything, to awakening up and walking a path and writing books, doing things that they never realized that they could do after a healing session. And when somebody says that, it doesn't matter what it is, Reiki, whatever, after a healing session, there can be a profound moment, and I call it, it's like, for me in pure energy healing, it's a 7-day seed that I saw planted in people. It's like an energy that's there, and it's either you embrace that and look after it and help it grow, or you just go back into the trauma. That's the only difference. It's nothing to do with the healing, it's to do with the person, what they're going to do. Most people don't do anything, they just enjoy the healing and then come back for another healing, but they never progress, many. But some do. Some are ready for it. It's their moment. They're ready for it. Something just happened, and now they're embracing this new frequency, this new energy, and their life changes, and everything changes from there. And some people that I know that were suffering for 30, 40, 50 years came for a healing session and said it's gone, the pain's gone. So don't tell me that healing doesn't work or it only works for 10 minutes. It's utter bullshit. I'll tell you what, you're speaking about your own experience. You're speaking about maybe somebody else's experience, but you don't know everything when you say these things. You know nothing, just like I don't. But the point is, it's not all what you say it is. There's a lot more going on in this world than we could ever imagine. There's a lot more healing taking place every moment of the day. The body is the most powerful tool in the world. It is healing itself constantly. Our connection to the spirit world is a constant energy of connection. They're always trying to help us. They're always trying to give us beauty. And yes, there is negative energy. Of course there is. There's always opposites to everything. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, I'm starting noticing there's a lot of people starting to attack healers now, and these are so-called truthers, and those who have techniques that they think they are more masterful than somebody else, using words of matrix and all of this stuff, and I don't know. It's just, there's plenty of them now. They're coming out from everywhere, and it's like, wow, this is really interesting. Sometimes wonder whether those that do that don't even realize that they've been hijacked themselves. I have often asked myself, am I hijacked? Am I taken over by something? Is my aggression, or is it compassion filled with passion? I don't know, but I close my eyes and meditate every day. I cleanse myself every day. I eat healthy every day, so I do everything I can to try and avoid attachment and all of that stuff. For sure I do. But most of all, I look in my mirror every day and ask myself, am I me? Are you all right there, Mark? Is that you today? How are you feeling? What's going on with you? So I check in. I know it's a corny line, but I do look at myself every day. I do ask myself every day. And I do a lot of self-work, a lot of self-healing every day. I do, twice a day, I do my cleansing, and twice a day I try my best to do absent healing on people that I love and people that I don't know but I still love and send healing to. I work on my book most days. When I'm at home, I work on crystals probably 60 to 70% of my day. And I place pure energy healing. That's what I do. That's my job. That's my life. And I've done it for 20 years. I place pure energy healing into each crystal, into the oils and incense, and anything that I work with. That's who I am. So it's like me walking into a Buddhist temple saying to or a monk saying, pal, you've got it all wrong. You've got it all wrong. What you're doing is wrong. Who the f are you to say to somebody else that they've got it all wrong? That's their path. That's their choice. That's their path. You don't know what you're talking about. But how do you know he doesn't know what he's talking about? That what he's talking about is what he knows. Just leave people alone. Just let people be. Oh, but anyway, it's great. It's great food for conversation. Would I ever be the person that I am now? Not that I'm anything, but the person that I know now about healing, if it wasn't for healing, if it wasn't for the path finding me, when the pupil is ready, the teacher appears, and it doesn't matter who the teacher is, they're all teachers. They're all teachers, to teach us good and bad, to teach us right and wrong, to teach us everything. I think I had a great teacher. Why? Because she taught me everything that I didn't want to be and didn't want to do, apart from the cards, which I actually learned that myself. She found the cards, put it in my hand, and I started reading straight away, and she says, oh my God. So she never taught me anything in that sense, but she did. She found the cards for me. So there was some truth in there, because you might say, well, wasn't she a bad person? Surely then she was deceiving you. Well, if she was, I would have taken them cards and thrown them in the bin. If I saw any or felt anything, or if I hurt anybody, or if something was, or if it was bullshit, it would have gone in the bin years ago. Oh, but it's all deceit. So it's all clever manipulation by the archons and by the. No, I know the difference. I can feel it. I know when I'm sat with somebody who's not a nice person who's reading for somebody. I can feel the ego, the bitterness, the jealousy, the rage, the nastiness of that person. I can feel that person. That ain't love. I know the difference. When I'm healing somebody, when somebody's got a broken heart, or when somebody's heart is absolutely fully strong and confident. I know when somebody's got cancer, and I know when somebody's healing. I know when somebody's getting sicker and sicker, because I've learned to understand energy, and everything is energy. So say what you want, spout your mouth and say what you want, but words are meaningless. The only thing that matters is what comes out of your mouth to affect your life, and that's it. So I choose my words wisely. I speak from my heart, and live and let live. Live and let live. Let people be. We all find our way, whichever way it is, and that's a beautiful thing, or else we'd all be freaking robots. See that guy over there playing? If I walked over to him and said, "What are you doing? What's the point of doing that? What you mean you've done it 30 years? You've wasted your time for 30 years doing that." This is how it feels when people speak to me in the way I am. Wake up, you're a plonker, you're an absolute dick. Stop being a prick. That guy there has mastered the art of playing that beautiful instrument that I close my eyes and feel the energy and love. That guy's not just playing, he's playing with his heart and his soul. He's healing this area. Everything that he is doing is relevant to this world. Without people like that, the world would be filled with fucking robots. That is true living. That is purpose. That is love. That is healing. That is everything that we are losing in this world. And his purpose is equal to yours, who you think that the light's a trap. No, mate, I'd rather sit with him. Cheers. Take care. See you later. So let's listen. So I'm wishing you all a beautiful, beautiful day, guys. Bottom of my heart. Experience life, do things that you've not done before, push yourself to do something that you wouldn't normally do. Experience this life because we're here to live it. Have a great day. Bottom of my heart. Have a lovely day, guys. Take care.